afraid. Let's find our own path and not be swayed. I feel like I'm surrounded with people with strings attached to their back, waiting for their master's command. It's like when I was little, right, and I was reading Pinocchio. Every time that he told a lie, his nose grew. It's just that, in real life, their noses don't grow. Karma just. In the face of darkness, I stand tall and strong. Hey, what up, everybody? Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble morning. Continue to have a blessed and humble day. This y'all shorty Racheal. I want to welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life, bring you the Let's Talk About It podcast, yo. And y'all know when it comes to the podcast, we talk about it all, right? I'm not going to be on this drawing long, right? I'm just going to review and react to this one video. This is going to be part 1, right? We're going to dive deep into this topic, right, on the second part of this live, right? But today's live, right, is called from bears, right, from bears to battles, but I couldn't fit the whole title in, right? From bears to battles, redefining women versus men, right? Beyond the bear versus man debate, women in the spotlight. And this is part 1, right? And the reason, right, I'm bringing this topic up, right, for those of y'all that are interested in, joining and talking about it. Let me see if I could. All right, here we go. All right, we got Dwayne Wade's, right, humiliation, right, ritual on live TV, right, and Dochi, straight man is a red flag, right. I like the way Pink Lessons put this down. Hold on, put this video up. Hold on 1 second, guys. Yeah. All right, so basically, right, in this video, right, Pink Lessons, right, dives into the recent discussions surrounding Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. Dwayne's appearance as a guest co-host on Today with Gianna has sparked a heated debate about masculinity, right? She also explores Doshi's statement that a straight man can be a red flag when dating. Plus, she discusses the Anthony Mackie's comments on masculinity, right? And we've had topics about this, right, on this panel. I want to, give a big shout out to my day 1 subscribers, my new subscribers, right? They have been supporting the shorty. They have been here, right, bringing awareness with a shorty. They have been conversing with a shorty, bringing solutions to the table. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep this going. But anyways, right, back on topic. Welcome everybody that's in the chat. And I noticed that we also got trolls early in the morning. So listen, man, if you're going to be here with the disrespect, I'm going to straight up, 86K you out the chat. For real. I'm not even going to 86K you, man. I'm banning you. We're not here for the disrespect. So keep it respectful, man. Anybody's more than welcome. That's the whole point of having these lives. Let's talk about it, right? They're open panels, open topics, open discussions. Right, I would love to hear y'all perspectives and y'all opinions on this topic, especially when it comes to the Dwayne Wade situation, right? The Anthony Mackie and much more. Let me see, am I on the right one? Nope, it's over here, right? Do y'all think, right, when it comes to the Dwayne Wade's situation, do y'all think Dwayne Wade's appearance on live TV challenges traditional views of masculinity, right? Why or why not? And how do public figures like Dwayne Wade influence societal perceptions of masculinity? So while we reviewing and reacting to these videos, right, a shorty's going to be asking mind-provoking questions, right? And I'm going to say right from the gate, if you feel offended with what is being said on this panel, the door is right there. Just make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you with a good Lord split you. There's an exit everywhere, even in the Matrix. Okay, we're going to play like this. All right, so we're going to get this video started. I appreciate those that are here. And like I said, I would love to hear your perspective on these topics. and I will be asking mind-provoking questions once again.
Look at us. Matching, y'all. It's Wednesday, March 12th. The one and only Dwayne Wade. Every day, look at this. I could get used to this. Is my guest.
Yo, I gotta pause this before we get this video started. Let me ask y'all something. Like, I asked this question before, right? Do y'all feel that, the men, how can I say it? That a lot of these men, I'm just trying to figure out what make men want to be women, right? Like, is it that they feel like, there's a safe space trying to, pretend like they're women, even though they got, a little third leg hanging in between theirs? Like, I'm not understanding, I get the confusion that kids get when they're young, right? But what's crazy, even people that are in the LGBT community, people that have been through the transition, right? They have been through the surgery, right? To change their, gender and stuff like that. As they got older, right? They regret that. So I wonder why this thing, is it something that, it is not functioning right in our brain cells, something's not wired right up. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to bash, I'm just trying to understand the situation, because I'm not going to sit here and lie, right? Dwayne Wade claims to be a straight man, but yet he paints his nails and he cross dresses, right? He even went as far as changing his daughter's gender, I mean his son's gender. Listen, I even said daughter. See where I'm coming from, right? And I'm not here to bash nobody, right? If anything, I'm here trying to bring solutions to the table in a lot of situations. And I love the fact that, a lot of my subscribers come on here, whether they hop on panel when I drop the link, right? Or they're in the chat and they're having discussions, right? They're not being disrespectful, right? They're not sitting here trying to debate shit out, right? They're asking questions, right? And they're bringing solutions to the table. We're not here, we're not fighting, we're not arguing over, a certain topic. Nah, we trying to get to the bottom of certain shit, right? And if it's not, if it doesn't concern you, shit, let that shit fly. But what's crazy is that we're seeing a lot of this around our kids. This is something, that the schools put in our kids, something that they see in the communities, what causes this confusion amongst, human beings, whether it's a boy or a girl, because it happens vice versa.
Guest co-host. Hi.
Hello.
By the way, you know what? You can show that you're a real pro because you were walking in with 5 seconds. You did a little twirl, and then here we are.
It's the dramatics. It's the dramatics. I was just being a little dramatic.
I know this lady didn't just say he did a twirl and walked out to the audience.
Yeah,
apparently the twirl was off camera because I didn't see it. But she definitely was low-key trying to blast him, talking about he was twirling and told everybody on national TV.
And only Dwayne Wade. Every day.
Look at us.
Matching, y'all. It's Wednesday.
Where's little girl?
The one and only Dwayne Wade. Every day, look at this. I gotta get used to this. Is my guest co-host. Hi.
Hello.
By the way, you know what? You can show that you're a real pro because you were walking in with 5 seconds. You did a little twirl, and then here we are.
It's the dramatics. It's the dramatics. I was just being a little dramatic.
I know this lady didn't just say he did a twirl and walked out to the audience.
Yeah, she did.
Apparently the twirl was off camera because I didn't see it. But she definitely was low-key trying to talking about he was twirling and told everybody on national TV. NBA Hall of Famer Dwayne Wade was featured as a guest co-host for a week on Today with Jenna. It was a week full of sass and the promotion of the emasculated man. I'm telling you, a long-running LGBT advertisement the whole week. And my conclusion of it all is Dwayne is a punk. Time to stop playing games. He's a punk. And at this point, him and his whole family should just go somewhere and retire from mainstream media. But if it's not him looking a fool, it's his weird feminist wife or his son daughter. The only person left in the house that's probably annoyed with all of them is his real daughter, little Miss Kavia, the shady baby.
Yo, I'm dead. She said the shady baby. But do y'all believe that? Y'all believe that his wife, right, is a feminist? I mean, I feel as though there's a lot of women in the feminist group trying to convert more women into this bullshit, right? I feel as though, listen, man, if a woman wants to be independent, let her be independent, right? She don't want to depend on a man, right? Then she don't need to depend on a man. Do the things on your own. Just don't sit here and cry about it when a man doesn't want to help you because you want to be independent. You see where I'm coming from? Sometimes, listen, sometimes, we need to sit here and, admit like, oh, hey, I need your help on this. You see where I'm coming from? And then the Wayne Ray, like, their roles are kind of flipped. It's like she's the man and he's the woman. I mean, it's weird as shit. But hey, I guess to each his own, right? But my thing is, I like when it comes to their situation, I don't know if Dwayne instilled this real heavy on his child to the point where the child wanted to do this. And I feel as though that a lot of parents, right, do this. Like instead of sitting here having a conversation with their kid, I don't know if they're living their dream through their child or what, but let the kid grow up. Figure out, if this is what they really want in the long run.
Baby. That's not really a baby anymore. And the oldest son, he's been dismissed and made out to be the black sheep because he don't want to be a girl. He's keeping a healthy distance from the whole circus. But as time goes on, it's being revealed that Dwayne's first wife wasn't as crazy as he tried to depict her to be after all. Look at this man.
I was on Fallon last night. I love getting a chance to stop and sit down and talk with Jimmy and put on these outfits.
Yeah, like, was that diamond crusted?
Well, yeah, I went a little rock star vibes
bedazzled.
Last night. I felt like if I wore that on the show, that I don't feel like I would have been able to come back.
Every now and then over here, we have these boot camp lessons about the media pointing out their programming. But look at what they did here. They started out talking about a female and what was in her purse. Then look at what they transitioned to. Check out the segue. Pay close attention.
All right, you guys, our girl Scarlett Johansson is on the cover of InStyle magazine, and they asked her what's in her purse. Let's take a look.
Orange Tic Tacs. These are delicious. I love them. I like all Tic Tacs, but I particularly like the orange ones because they're sort of like a little treat. You can't have like just one.
So they started off the clip with Scarlett Johansson talking about what was in her purse, and they didn't toss it back to Jenna to talk about what was in her purse. The woman on the show. No, that won't fit the agenda. Look who they tossed it to instead.
Well, you famously have
he got a man purse.
I knew that I wasn't in good health, and one day I went to get my blood work done, and the results were not good. I was.
Yeah, I've been carrying a MERS for a very long time.
Look at this.
A MERS.
Well, where y'all find these photos?
That's not a MERS though. That's a this right here is a fanny pack. I mean, there's a big difference between carrying a MERS, as he calls it, which is a purse. I mean, what is it? A MERS because it's a male purse? This right here is a fanny pack. I mean, there's no problem with a man putting on the fanny pack. Man, listen, it's used for many things. But a purse? That right there is where I'm like, what the fuck is you trying to do? And no wonder, like, you see half these kids, like, I don't know if he started this trend and who started this trend. You see where I'm coming from? But our little boys should not be walking around with purses. Like, if they don't want to carry their wallets or they don't want to carry their money or whatever it is that they got in their pocket, in their pockets because they want to walk around comfortable, all right, grab a fanny pack. What the fuck? That's what they there for. But y'all gonna sit here and literally walk around and hold a MERS. You know what? Let's say what it is. Let's call it what it is. A male purse, aka MERS, right? And then sit here and walk around real girly in these streets. Come on, man. Like, see y'all. Listen, y'all straight fathers. Keep doing what y'all doing, man. Keep getting hard. It's crazy how they was really trying to pass this policy where if parents told their kids, right, that it is not okay, to sit here and dress like a little girl and do things like a little girl if you're a boy, and if you're a girl to sit here and to pretend to be like a little boy. Like, I feel as though some of these parents need a mental health check. I don't know if he started this trend, but it's one messed up trend because I am noticing a lot of these little boys walking around with a purse. And the funny part is they got the feminine walk to go with it. And it's like, nobody's saying shit. And they swear up and down that it's not a purse that they're walking around with. What do you call it then? You ain't walking around with a book bag. You ain't walking around with a fanny pack. You're walking around with a purse. There's a difference between purse and a fanny pack.
That's when I was wearing it across my body. There we go. Look at
Wait,
that.
is that in Paris?
That's his first wife.
Fashion week.
That's like schoolgirl.
Yo, they was both matching. That was his first wife. They was matching. Let's say I know that male is model, right? But my thing is sitting here to, modeling to sit here and, dress up as a woman. That's why I'm sitting here. I was like, yo, y'all men crossing the line. Like, I mean, if y'all in the DL, say y'all in the DL. That's it. That's simple.
Girl chic or something right there.
Yeah, listen.
Call them chic.
Did anybody catch that?
Let me go back and shut the fuck up. Why is she talking to him like he's her girlfriend? Like that's her bestie.
He tossed it to instead.
Well, you famously have a Merce.
Yeah, I've been carrying a Merce for a very long time.
Look at this.
Well, where y'all find these photos?
That's not a Merce.
That's when I was wearing it across my body. There we go.
Now that's a Merce.
Paris?
Yeah, Fashion Week.
That's like schoolgirl chic or something right there.
Yeah, listen.
Did anybody catch that? This man is walking with his wife, and she called their outfit schoolgirl chic. And the way she said it, she was talking about both of them. She basically just called him a girl. And they didn't stop there. They brought out what they called this man purse out on stage and went through it just like Scarlett Johansson, the female, was doing in the previous clip.
I don't understand. Like, men, we normally have to put our wallets and our phones and our money and everything in our pockets. Like, I pay a lot for these clothes. I am not trying to walk out like that. So now I get to put stuff in the bag.
Here's your Merce.
See, this is my travel bag right
now. Here's your Merce.
This is my travel Merce right here.
By the way, your travel Merce is nice.
I got a lot of things in there. One of the most important things in here is I got my Jen and Friends bracelet.
Listen, I gotta pause it. Let me play it. I gotta pause it right on his nails. I gotta get the right, I gotta stop it right in the right position because I need y'all. Is his nails painted?
But I need to make sure that my lips stay.
Yeah.
I think his nails are painted.
They ain't dry.
You are organized, by the way.
I got my eye drops in here.
Yeah.
No, he has painted nails.
Everybody. I'm sorry.
I was like, what is
when
that?
I go eat and I go out to restaurants,
I want
to
he got way more than a manicure.
So I got my nice.
Yes.
Yo, he painted his nails. I'm done. And I don't think it's one color. I think he's got little designs in his fingernails. Oh man, I'm done.
Floss sticks right here.
Yes.
So
in a
I
nice
got a lot of things
Ziploc bag, all organized.
Yeah, I'm very organized. Like I said, I got a little touch of OCD, but I got a lot of things.
Wait, do you have a stylist or you dress yourself?
No, I don't have time to dress myself. I have an amazing stylist, Jason Bowden. Shout out to Jason.
Well,
Bowden.
I mean, I kind of felt like you must because you're very chic and you have to,
Yeah,
look at that Merce, y'all. Look at that Merce.
And look at his nails. He's got a fresh set.
Yo.
Then Jenna is repeatedly calling everything about him chic.
I knew I wasn't tripping, yo. I knew I wasn't tripping. Yo, what role does vulnerability play in redefining masculinity in today's world? Do y'all think that Gabrielle Union's support for Dwayne Wade has impacted public opinion on their relationship dynamics? How can media portrayals of masculinity evolve to be more inclusive and diverse? I would love to hear y'all perspectives on that. What the fuck is going on? Like, we really switching scripts and roles.
I gotta tell you, despite these folks out here trying to blur gender and roles, chic has always been associated with a fashionable female, not no grown man. This woman sat up here calling a grown man chic, and then kept calling his travel bag a Merce. This was all planned out. D Wade went along the whole segment. It was fun for him prancing around on national TV like a whole woman.
Facts.
For a limited time, you have the
next video is going to be played.
Walk like this, I carry my little Merce.
I feel like you're bringing the Merce back.
Bring it back. Let's do it.
Right?
Bringing it back.
Let's look. Just a little.
But I got everything.
Wait. She said, I feel like you're bringing the Merce back. Bringing it back. Wait, was there a point in time that men were walking around in the streets with purses back then? I mean, I know about fanny packs. But purses? Men walking with purses? Hold up. What the fuck is he bringing back? She would have said fanny packs. Somebody already bought the style, and you see a whole bunch of men out here with the fanny packs. I don't have a problem with that. Purses? Get the fuck out my listen. I apologize, for cussing, but some people is just plain out stupid. This chick over here is like, what is their agenda? What is their goal by them doing this on national TV, on live TV?
Everything I need in here. Yeah.
Right.
Good.
Okay, so there's a topic I know you want to talk about. Let's talk about
yes. So it's this topic that's been buzzing in.
Yeah.
I can't say it's been buzzing in my house.
But it's been buzzing about your house.
It's been buzzing about our house. And so my wife came out and talked about how we split things 50-50 in our home.
Yeah.
And so it became a big conversation about, men and women who splits 50-50, who pays the bills and all these things. And then she recently came out and she...
Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me pause them right there. It should be 100. In no relationship, right, when you get married, it's 50-50. No. See, that's where people get the concept wrong. It should be 100. See, that 50-50 gets them to be lazy and slack in certain parts, in certain situations, right? It's 100. When, he's down, she's there picking up. When she's down, he's there picking up. It's 100, not 50-50. And that's why a lot of relationships fail. I don't give a fuck who gets mad at what I'm saying. That's why a lot of relationships fail. Ain't no 50-50. Y'all both putting in, all of you. It's not just a little bit of me and a little bit of me. Nah. Y'all putting all of you on both sides. It's 100. People out of pocket.
He said that she's in her soft era now, that she don't want to do 50-50 anymore.
So there's a topic I know you want to talk about. Let's talk about
yes. So it's this topic that's been buzzing in.
Yeah.
I can't say it's been buzzing in my house.
But it's been buzzing about your house.
It's been buzzing about our house. And so my wife came out and talked about how we split things 50-50 in our home.
Yeah.
And so it became a big conversation about, men and women who splits 50-50, who pays the bills and all these things. And then she recently came out and she said that she's in her soft era now, that she don't want to do 50-50 anymore. And
I told y'all about the soft girl era scheme the feminists started pushing a couple of years ago. We're talking about following years of preaching independent women, and I don't need no man. They all of a sudden started talking about a soft girl era. When they realized they were speaking I can do bad all by myself into existence. I mean, actually doing bad. They got tired of failing. So that's when they started talking about soft girl era and wanted to be housewives again after calling traditional women pick-me's. But let's be clear, they don't want to be traditional housewives. They made up a new version of what they wanted a housewife to be. It's some version of a city girl housewife where they get all the benefits while not living up to any of the duties. So yeah, they started promoting what I call scamming a soft life. And Gabrielle only started talking like this because those movie roles dried up. Hollywood is broke. They've been going broke for a while now. And honestly, she can no longer afford those bills. So reluctantly, she had to release the responsibility for her husband to open up his wallet more, which he didn't mind in the first place. But the only reason why she wanted to go 50-50 was because she believed paying as much as him gave her just as much control as him. She was competing with her husband, and she was all out of order. But what can I say? When you look up out of order in the dictionary, a picture of D-Wade's family should pop up. So yeah.
I'm the kind of person, Jenna, that when my wife came to me and, we had a conversation about not everything 50-50, but, buying our house together, doing certain things for our family together in a 50-50 situation, I was like, sure, baby.
Yeah.
One look and you had me pegged.
Oh, no.
Just another cat.
This person got ad after ad. I definitely got to go to my premium.
That's what you want to do. And if she come to me and she say, I don't want to do it, I'm like, sure, baby. If that's what you want to do. Now, the house may be a little smaller.
Yeah.
If we just going off my salary.
Yeah.
Man, I can't. Look at his mannerisms. He's looking like he's doing a Nene Leakes Real Housewife confessional. Look at how he's got his hand.
Oh, there you. What lessons can be learned from the Wade's approach to masculinity, right, in family life? Do y'all believe, debates about masculinity are necessary for societal progress? Why or why not? I would love to hear y'all, your comments down below, right? Let's get this discussion on and popping. Yo.
Hands position ever so dainty.
But it's all good. What about you?
Wait, hold on. But then
Oh my God. Then he started grabbing the air.
No,
Look
he
at him. I was just waiting
didn't.
on him to flick his imagination.
Want to do now? The house may be a little smaller.
Yeah.
If we just going off
What
my,
about
my
you?
salary.
Yeah.
I can't even
Man,
do
I
it.
can't. Look at his mannerisms. He's looking like he's doing a Nene Leakes Real Housewife confessional. Look at how he's got his hands positioned ever so dainty.
But it's all good. What about you?
Wait, hold on. But then,
Oh my God. Then he started grabbing the air. Look at him. I was just waiting on him to flick his imaginary hair out of his face. Like, what happened to D. Wade? And when did he become a punk? I don't remember this during his 2006 Heat era or his 2012, 2013 Heat era, which was amazing, by the way, if you witnessed it. But I don't recall him grabbing the air, getting a full set, and doing segments about what's in his man purse. I do, however, remember everybody calling Chris Bosh gay. And side note, we all know why they picked on Chris Bosh. He was the only one in the big three that didn't have a black wife. And D. Wade was definitely more likable with the black Hollywood actress wife, Gabrielle Union, aka Jada Pinkett Jr. Gabby is definitely the soul sister of Jada. They got the same spirit. I also remember D. Wade hiring the LGBT to be his son's nanny. Remember that? And we all watched how the nanny and Gabrielle transformed that boy into a girl while D. Wade was at work. Of course, it took years. But before we saw it, the boy's mama was mad about it. She saw it already. And when she was speaking out about her own child and what D. Wade and Gabrielle was doing to him over there in Hollywood, everybody dismissed what she was saying to protect Gabrielle.
Yeah, that's some real shit. And I feel as though, right, Dwayne Wade was wrong in that situation, right? Those were both his kids. I mean, both their kids, regardless of anything. I feel as though that the mom had a say so and they completely shut her off. No matter what, the mom had a say so. And it's like, listen, I the same way I fight for men's rights, I fight for women's rights, right? But listen, they some way, somehow, we got to find a solution for this. But, you know, we so divided, right, that we crumbling and we're not even seeing that, right? So with that being said, right, I would like to ask y'all this one question: How do cultural and generational differences shape views of masculinity? Right. I think it's two questions, right? And what are some examples of public figures who have successfully redefined masculinity, and how do they compare to Dwayne Wade?
You know, everybody was Team Gabby on social media. Gabrielle was a beloved actress. She had the fan base, while D. Wade's ex-wife was looking pretty pitiful over on the streets of Chicago. But because she wasn't in the Hollywood circle with the glitz and the glam, she was straight up ignored. Although everything she said about what they did to their child was 100% correct.
We have to watch this clip because we want to hear what her talking about it. Let's listen real quick.
I mean, look at him. His mannerisms. I don't know what happened, but he made the son his daughter, and now he's trying to be Gabrielle's wife.
Oh, shit. I'm dead.
50-50 or bust, right? And I meant that financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't and I need him to be 100.
I mean, that's because you need him to be 100. How do you want him to be 100 if you're asking him to give you 50? And then to top it off, you accept all the feminist things that he's giving you. Like, I couldn't be with a man that is as feminist as Dwayne Wade. Like, I would feel like I'm with another woman. And that shit would turn my stomach. Even though he has a third leg, him behaving like a woman, wanting me to cater to him as if he was me, that right there, it's a big turnoff. It's a turnoff. And I don't know how some women could accept that.
It's brought us closer.
This is my opinion.
Because he knows it's not about whether he can afford it. It's being vulnerable enough to be open enough to know that I'm okay. I'm okay as his wife. He's okay as my husband. I'm okay in this family. I'm okay in this home. I deserve it. And so I'm trying to expand my heart, expand all of the notions of what vulnerability can look like.
Translation, she's trying to break down those thoughts, the rhetoric the feminist cult programmed into her, like competing with the man and trying to be the man of the house. But even with all that she's saying, understand where it's coming from. It's not because she's trying to be a feminine woman. She's going to keep the same attitude. She's only trying to change one aspect of the arrangement, and that's the financial aspect, nothing else. So she's still a feminist. She just learned the hard way that she was drowning trying to carry out the financial part. So she's picking and choosing which part of feminism she's going to practice moving forward. And pretty much, she's still on board with the program.
All right. So she's in her soft era.
She's in her soft.
So basically, Gabrielle Union is just dealing and taking on his shit. If she really wanted out, she would have walked out. And that's why I say, like, some women, sit here and, how can I say, they don't see the value in them. They don't respect themselves enough, right? And then when this shit right here backfires on them, they're trying to figure out where they went wrong. Some of them figure it out, pick themselves up, and keep it pushing and say, fuck them. And some are like Gabrielle Union. They just sit there and just take it. I couldn't. Listen, I'm raising my own kids. I ain't got time to raise another one. And that's how I see her relationship with him. I feel as though she's married to another woman, and then at the same time, in the same breath, she's raising a child. Hey, but this is how I see it. This is how I view it, how I perceive it. I mean, and then, like, she said she was happy with 50-50. Like, you should have expected one more. I mean, I don't know if I'm saying expected. I think I might be saying that wrong, right? It should have been 100 from both sides. That 50-50 shit, that's where relationships fail. That's where everything goes left. If y'all not putting all of y'all in it, then y'all don't need to be in it. Y'all need to be, by yourselves. And that's why I don't understand, like, the people that think that, they don't need to put 100, right? I don't understand why they're not by themselves. Why do they want to be in relationships when they can't put all of them in? Hey, but you know what? That's a topic for another live.
And I understand when we moved from Miami, we moved to LA, that's when we went to 50-50. And not in all things, everybody. Like, I pay for a lot of things, but in the big things. And a lot of it is my wife has went out and she's been working on her entire life since she was 19 years old for her own things. And so, we kind of had a conversation and she was like, well, I can pay that. And I was like, well, do your thing then. What about you? You and Henry had these conversations about 50-50?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, look at his mannerisms. It's giving Bruce Jenner presents Caitlyn. I'm sorry, I just can't unsee what I'm seeing here.
I think when we got married, we were like, this is us.
Yes.
Well, who she compared him to? Ah, shit, we got the OG in the building. 22 rolling, baby. How you doing? Blessings. Welcome. Thank you for the support.
For her own things. And so, we kind of had a conversation. She was like, well, I can pay that. And I was like, well, do your thing then. What about you? You and Henry had these conversations about 50-50?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, look at his mannerisms. It's giving Bruce Jenner presents Caitlyn.
Ooh, Bruce Jenner.
I'm sorry, I just can't unsee what I'm seeing here.
I'm dead.
I think when we got married, we were like, this is
she's comparing
us,
their relationship to him?
and we definitely, I'm like, I can't think exactly. And one of my biggest things is like, you don't want tit for tat in marriage,
No.
And I know y'all don't either. So it's not like, hey, I paid for that, you pay for this. It's never like that. It's sort of like all one thing, one family. We all got each other, and it sounds like that's what Gabby's saying too. It's like she feels so safe in y'all's marriage.
Yeah.
Now that she doesn't need to like put up any, guardrails.
Yeah, but you also have to.
If she felt so safe, why is she complaining so much? Yo, guys, make sure y'all go check out OG 22 Rolling, man. Well, he's changed his name to Straight Godzilla 22. Great conversations, great topics, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, right off the rip, he is raw and uncut. So I'm giving y'all the heads up. So if y'all for this shits, man, go check out 22 Rolling show. But he is raw and uncut, so y'all just gotta be ready. But anyways, she went and compared her to what's his name, Bruce Jenner, whatever his name is. That's crazy. He might as well get the wig and just start cross-dressing for real.
I had to allow her to come to that herself.
Why
like, she wanted to do 50-50. I'm not.
No.
Do your thing, boo-boo.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Hold the fuck up. He just said, do your thing, boo-boo. Do your thing, boo-boo. Yo, I'm done. How do cultural in general, oh my God. How do cultural and generational differences shape views on masculinity? Do y'all think that, social media or, society has an impact on the reason why our young men are, turning very feminine in this era? Do y'all believe, right, that Gabrielle Union's support for Dwayne Wade has impacted public opinion on their relationship dynamics? This is crazy.
Yes, giving Shanae seasons 1 through 5.
By the way, that's why y'all have a happy marriage, because you know that slogan, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
It's true.
Yeah.
And they keep programming people with the same mess that ruined relationships and marriages in America.
Real shit.
But I always tell my kids, I mean, this is like the fact that I get my advice from memes on Instagram is everything. But this is the advice.
We're not going to go over the fact that Dwayne Wade right now is on a live with a woman that gets advice from Instagram memes. What the fuck world we live in, yo? Like, what in the world is going on?
It says, marry somebody funny and make your own money.
There you go.
You know,
you're making your own money.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am.
You are.
Your dog's anxiety finally goes away, and you can see it in their energy.
Oh, for the next video, I'm definitely going.
I get this question.
Jenna is so sad. A married woman admitting to getting advice from single feminists on social media. And we wonder why most marriages won't survive in 2025. This is also why you have even married women defending the same city girl feminist rhetoric of the single woman. It's because they've been initiated into a cult and they share the same mindset. It's like you're dealing with the same woman, which is why when men date these city girl feminists, the relationships end the same way. It's impossible to have a thriving relationship with a feminist unless you're a beta male simp or a straight up punk. That's why you have the
I mean, is that true? Is what she's saying true, right? Do you have to be a beta male simp, right, or a punk in order to deal with a city girl feminist? Damn, how many types of feminists are there? Jeez.
These women dog whistling to the other feminists saying a straight man is a red flag.
Friendship.
Shit, she about to dive into the Doji situation. So before she does that, yo, that's some real shit. Yo, what is going on? Like, is Terrence Howard correct? Is he right? Because he gave it into 2045. We're in 2025, which means in 20 more years, 25 more years, the most, right? Allegedly, according to Terrence Howard, right? Apparently, right? They're going to find a way to get rid of all men and turn them all into women. I mean, shit, they already turned Dwayne Wade into a fucking woman. He's still carrying that third leg, but in his head, he's a woman. Shit, we can't tell if he's fucking Gabrielle Union's husband or his fucking wife. I mean, her wife. Shit, I'm over here changing her fucking script because it's like she's the husband and he's the damn wife. Let's not talk about what they both did, right, to his son and just left the mom completely out. I'm sitting here like, wait, how much of a role, right, when it comes to the kids, right? And, the decision making to the kids, right, when the parents are not together, right? Should they share? How much responsibility should be shared upon parents, right? When it comes to co-parenting. Like, the decisions that should be made together. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, he was completely wrong when he sat here and, started the transitions for his son and completely told the mom she had no choice in it. Wait a minute, she puts this child out, point blank, period. You shouldn't be sitting here messing with your child's gender. Like, let your child be. By the time your child hits 18, 21, 21, if they want to, sit here and still, and they mom want to, sit here and change their gender, that's on them. But at least you gave them the opportunity to choose who they wanted to be. But parents can't do that apparently nowadays. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. OG said, check Victor of RWS, Nelly Fuller. Facts, will do.
Straight up punk. That's why you have these women dog whistling.
That is crazy, yo. So let me ask you this, right? How can discussions like this help break stereotypes and promote healthier expressions, right, of masculinity, right, for our young men, the youth, to go by, to instill, let's put it like that, to instill in our young men? How can discussions like this help break stereotypes and promote healthier expressions of masculinity, right, to sit here and, you know, help our young men? Hold on one second, because I think my daughter's calling me.
In this world of blame and shame, we point fingers, we play the game. But as our children cry in fear, we turn the blind eye, we shed no tears. Believe our women, they say, while our kids are led astray. Lost in darkness, lost in pain, yet their cries fall silent like the rain. It's a shame how far we've come, blaming all the men playing dumb. But our children need us near to wipe their tears and calm their fears. In this land of the free, water's a commodity for you and me. Can't you see? It's not fair, it's plain to see. People struggling to pay for something they need every day. In America where we say we're free, but water shouldn't come at a fee. A shorty just speaking in general about the things that seem so small. This ain't meant towards everyone, just a cry in the dark. In America where water is marked. Brothers and sisters, hear my plea. This is not about you or me. Our kids are the future, they hold the key. Wake up before we're met with defeat. In this world of chaos and strife, we must guide them to a better life. Teach them love, compassion, and light, so they can lead us out of this endless night. Let's unite as one strong force. For our children, let's stay on course. Together we can make a change and secure a better future in exchange. Y'all should have listened the first time they let the cat out the hat. Now it's a crime. Many are falling into a trap, thinking it's a game, but they full of cap. Some are ready and fully strapped, while others keep falling into the gap. The warning signs were clear as day, but some chose not to heed what they say. Now the consequences come to light. Those who ignored are in for a fight. Listen close and learn from this mishap. Don't be caught unaware, don't fall into the trap. From the wisdom of my elders, I learned women are strong, independent, and firm. But sometimes we need a helping hand to conquer challenges and make a stand. Independence is crucial, that's true. Yet together, with a man, we can pursue. Respect yourself first and foremost, so others will treat you like the most. Ladies, growing up, remember this advice. You're capable of anything you devise. But partnership and respect go hand in hand. Embrace your strength and make a stand. Memories of the past I couldn't see, now I understand. The wisdom they gave me, respect yourself first, that's the key. To earn respect from others is how it should be. A man's worth measured by how he treats his queen. Love and romance in the air, a beautiful scene. A woman's power to uplift or demean. In her hands lies a man's dream. Lessons learned from an OG so true. In matters of the heart, they know what to do. Love and respect intertwined like glue. In a world where old-fashioned values still ring through. Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan was a fairy tale. Now males want to be females without fail. Women want to be a man, it's a twisted tale. Flipping scripts and roles, they set sail. Fighting for roles, turning to moles. Making hits with their agenda goals. Targeting our kids, it takes a toll. To them it's a bliss, to us it's a black hole. They ain't trying to miss. Their agenda is the ultimate twist. Infiltrating young minds with their list, but we won't let them persist. I'm with women's rights, but what about men's too? Equality for all, it's long overdue. We want progress, we need to see both sides. Blame and shame won't help us unite. Don't label him a deadbeat without looking in the mirror. Sometimes it takes two to create rupture. Let's have conversations that include everyone. Empathy and understanding, the battles can be won. Men face struggles too, let's not forget. Their mental health matters, let's not neglect. It's time to break down walls and build bridges instead. Together we can strive for equality ahead. You scream for the police every time he come around. Then scream child support abuse, playing victim in this town. Enjoy that check, boo, but remember what goes up must come down. The only time he's worthy is when he bails you out the mess you found. You play the game, manipulating hearts without a doubt, but karma's knocking at your door, there's no way out. You point fingers and shift the blame around, but in the end, it's your own chaos that you found. You dance with danger, living on the edge of lies, but the truth will catch up to you, no more disguise. The man you rely on to clean up your mess is so profound, will soon see through your facade and leave you astounded. Using a child as a weapon, it's a shame. A woman who lacks self-respect, I can't acclaim. Real men fighting for what they believe in, never in vain. Standing 10 toes down, bringing awareness to the pain. Respect is earned by how you carry yourself, not by tearing others down for personal wealth. Real men don't back down, they fight with honor and stealth against injustice and falsehoods that threaten our health. Let's uplift each other instead of tearing apart, supporting one another from the start. Real men stand tall with courage in their heart, fighting for justice and truth, playing their part. Here's for the men who share their truth, never afraid to stand tall in their boots, respecting our women, fighting for what's right, supporting our kids day and night. Real women out there blazing trails, men by their side never looking pale. Rights for all, let's keep the balance true. Men have a voice, let's listen to. In this crazy world where battles are fought, let's remember the men who give it all they've got. Respect to those who speak their stories loud. Together we stand strong and proud. Together we stand, united we'll rise, setting an example for young eyes. In every step we take, in every plan, guiding the next generation's hand. Leading by actions, not just by words, teaching them to fly like birds. Showing love and respect in all we do, for they're always watching, taking cues. Hand in hand, let's pave the way for a better tomorrow, starting today. Our children learn from what they see. Let's show them how great they can be. Let's be what our children need.
And that's some real shit. It is a lot going on, right? Like I expressed it the best way that I could on that lyrical poem, guys, man. That's the best way I could put it, right? When it hits all these topics right here, right? But back on topic, right? What do y'all think, right? Doji meant by calling a straight man a red flag in dating. Do you agree or disagree with what she says? I don't know. I think, listen, I'm not going to sit here and lie, right? I would love to hear y'all perspectives on this, right? Because honestly, like, I'm looking at her like, what? What you mean, Pootie? Like, wait a minute. How is a straight man a red flag? I mean, a red flag to me would be a man that is screaming from the top of his lungs that he's straight, but yet got, rainbowish tendencies, right? Yet wants to hop on a rainbow, right? And say he's straight. Like, that's where I would be like, that's a red flag. Like, wait, you're telling me you're straight. You're pretending to be straight, but yet it's like you got DL. Like, you know some shit. And I'm trying to pinpoint it, and I don't want to be see, that's like when a man got you confused, like right there. I can get that. The red flags, like, he's more with his homies than what he is with you. He it's kind of like his homies turn him on and not you. You see where I'm coming from? He's either bashing a female, always cussing a female, calling her her name. I mean, unless I could just put down the list on some shit. But, let me put it like this. How do personal experiences shape what people consider red flags in relationships? And do y'all think societal norms influence how we perceive certain dating preferences or deal breakers? How can we have open discussions about dating preferences without offending others? Let me put it like that. All right. And let's listen to, what Doji had to say.
Girl feminists, the relationships end the same way. It's impossible to have a thriving relationship with a feminist unless you're a beta male simp or a straight up punk. That's why you have these women dog whistling to the other feminists saying a straight man is a red flag.
Friendship test. I'm gonna write down my answer and you have to guess my response. Okay. Guess wrong and eat a death wing. Okay. What's my biggest dating red flag?
Is it being on the DL?
Hey,
you're on the right track.
The chick said,
I have my answer.
Yo, what's crazy is the chick thought that it was dating on the DL, right? And I mean, that would have been any logical thought, right? But this chick turns around and says this.
Is it close enough? You want to guess one more time? What would be a red flag for me? Bad music taste. Oh, that is a good one. Because that's one for me. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You don't listen to Michael Jackson. But okay. Okay. This is a huge red flag for me. All right. It's so crazy. I was gonna.
A straight man is a red flag for this chick. I just can't sit here and comprehend how is a straight man a red flag for certain women. I mean, I don't know if it's just her, certain women. Listen, I don't know, right? But what role does humor, right, or exaggerating plays, right, in statements like Doji's? Should they be taken seriously? I don't think that what she just did here should be taken seriously. I'm not going to sit here and lie. So I ask y'all, right, what role does humor or exaggerating plays in statements like Doji's should they be taken serious? I don't take people like this seriously. Do y'all think that there's a double standard when it comes to discussions about red flags for different genders or orientations? And me personally, I do. I think there's a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of double standards in these conversations. And you know, I can't. My bad. I can't respect women that take these topics and turn them into games like this. A straight man is a red flag. Tell me how. How is a straight man a red flag?
This woman wrote on her board, a straight man. That's the red flag for her when dating. So that means she would prefer a LGBT man over a straight man. And you wonder why this girl was chosen by the music industry. Everybody they're pushing right now is promoting the same agenda. And they're doing it in a social way that will go over your head if you're not in tune with what they're doing.
I know I'm not the only one, and that's why I asked these mind-provoking questions, right? And what was the question earlier, right? How do cultural and general differences shape views on masculinity? I asked that earlier, right? Do y'all believe debates about masculinity are necessary for societal progress, right? I asked that earlier. Why or why not? And then before that, I had asked, what role does vulnerability play in redefining masculinity in today's world? See, I would love to hear y'all perspectives, y'all opinions, right? In the comments down below. Let us know what y'all think and how y'all feel about this. And let's get the discussion started.
And let's be honest, most people are walking around like a bunch of unconscious zombies. And they don't see what's going on. They're all connected.
That's what I think.
She's been blowing up lately. She got a look with Will Smith and Tatiana Ali when they recreated the scene from the 90s Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And it's not lost on me that she's collaborating with a man who was emasculated and humiliated by his own wife sitting at the red table a couple of years ago before he totally lost his mind and crashed out at the Oscars. This girl Doechii is now clicked in. They crowned her with the Grammy. And lately, they only allow LGBT female rappers or those who promote it to win.
That's crazy.
2 10-year-old boys have been charged with the abduction and murder.
I gotta remember, premium rate.
Like Meg Thee Stallion or Cardi B. And now Doechii. She's Top Dog Entertainment, the same label that put out Kendrick Lamar and SZA years ago. It's not.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't listen. I uploaded a video. Did I upload the video? I don't know if I uploaded the video. I think I have to upload the video. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I know I was how can I say, editing my lives, right, so that I could upload the each topic individually. And I know I came across one where we was reviewing and reacting to a video where somebody was saying that they think that Meg Thee Stallion is a transgender. All right, because I think she's under another nickname. Don't get me to lie. But I gotta go back into that rabbit hole and find out if that's true or not. This shit is crazy. Because why is they pressing so hard on this agenda? Why is they pushing it so hard, especially on our kids?
Not lost on me that they all won at the latest Grammys. And you know what the other connection is? They all supported and or promoted the LGBT openly. Doechii is LGBT. SZA is LGBT. And Kendrick Lamar was on stage saluting his trans uncle auntie. Listen, to get accepted by this organization.
Oh shit, she threw Kendrick Lamar in that. Kendrick Lamar was in there saluting his trans uncle and auntie. Damn, that's crazy.
Like that, you have to be down. You got to bow down to the community. So no, it's not a coincidence that all three of them got rewarded. Again, how do they spread these messages? They use popular entertainers to do it. Why? Because most people are totally unconscious and they blindly follow popularity. It's all programming. They all take an oath, the same one D. Wade took, to uphold the overall agenda to destroy masculinity.
Our video of the day comes to us from the Pivot podcast, where Marvel action star Anthony Mackie spoke candidly about masculinity in America. Roll it.
And now they just Captain America. Yo, I swear to God, if social media didn't exist, right? Would these topics literally exist in society outside in itself?
Gladys.
In the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. My boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on. You text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up. I love that. Because we're men. So for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different. You feel it when you go to Europe. Like you see these, and you're like.
Listen, I can agree with, what he's saying, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, dude, wasn't you the same one that was kissing another man? I forgot where it was, how it happened. But wasn't you the dude that was kissing on another man? And I think I wrote some questions, right? Let me see. How do y'all interpret Mackie's approach to raising his sons with traditional values? Is it empowering or outdated, right? But can a man that sits here and takes the role on kissing another man be able to talk about this? It's crazy though, right? I see a lot of hypocrisy in that, like, because I was shocked when Denzel Washington did it too. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie, right? So once again, right, that goes. It's hard. It's really hard. Right? Because I know my thoughts, right, on this question, but I would love to hear y'all's, right? What are y'all thoughts on Anthony Mackie's statement about the death of the American male? Do you agree or disagree? And that takes me back, right? Terrence Howard, time after time, and he was called crazy, right? When he was talking about, when he was talking about the physics and, the astrology and all that stuff, right? And he was saying it, and it's crazy because we're in 2025. He gave it to 2045 for them, to kill the masculine role, right? And this is a topic that's been, brought about for the longest. What is their agenda? What is their goal? Like me personally, I cannot sit here and picture a world without men, right? But I'm trying to sit here and trying to understand why men want to be women. Why women want to even try to be men? Like, I guess to each his own, right? So do y'all think that societal changes have impacted perceptions of masculinity, right? And if so, how? How? What role do public figures like Anthony Mackie play in shaping conversations about masculinity, right? And this is only part one of this live, right? Because I'm not going to be here all night. I am a little tired, but when I started this live, I wasn't tired. But Mary Jane and talking here with y'all has helped the shorty. This pain is killing the shorty. But shit, I love those that are sitting here, conversing with a shorty and bringing awareness on this show. Blessings, blessings. Big shout out to We On Lock Nation. We got We On Lock Nation in the building, yo. I didn't even know that was whose comment I read earlier. Shout out to We On Lock Nation, guys. Make sure y'all go check out We On Lock Nation. Great conversations, great topics, yo. Y'all won't be disappointed. So make sure y'all go check him out, help him bring awareness to the topics that he is bringing, to social media. This is crazy, man. What role do public figures like Anthony Mackie play in shaping conversations about masculinity? And I would love to hear y'all comments down below, y'all perspectives, y'all opinions, right? Let's get these topics on and popping.
Could bust your ass, boy.
I'm gonna bust your ass. He definitely gonna bust
I hear
my
you.
ass.
Our communities, for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. My boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on. You text me or you call me every night.
Oh, I know that's you, G. That's why I keep saying that's my OG down there. I know that's you, G. 22 Ronin in the house, baby. That's what I said earlier. I don't know if you heard me. I was like 22 Ronin in the building, baby. I know that's my G right there. That's why when I told everybody go check you out to be ready, listen, man, I don't sit here and lie, man. If y'all fool this shits, when y'all go check out my OG, just know that he is raw in a cut. When I say there's no filters, there's no fucking filters. Like, y'all think that sometimes I go off and, like, damn, Ray, you gotta, my OG has no filters, man. Sometimes I gotta censor myself. OG right there, man. OG don't give a fuck about anything. For real. He gonna tell you how it is, what it is, if your shit stink, if it don't stink, if your shit coming out your throat, if it's coming out your ear, he ain't gonna say like fuck that. Yo, I love my OG, man. Listen, I keep telling people I know some old heads right here in real life that are just like him. They'll tell you when your shit stink, and they don't care how they tell you. They don't care if it comes out wrong. Motherfucker, you better understand what the hell's coming out their mouth. Yo, for real. You gotta love them. Old school, for real. But, regardless of anything, yo, if you really pay attention, right, and listen to what he's saying, yo, he got some gems to put out there. But people are so focused on how he putting them gems out there that they're not listening to the message. Like I'm saying, I was like, yo, just listen to the message. If you don't like how he's putting it, you don't gotta be there. That means that message is not for you. His message is not for you. It's not meant for you. If it's meant for you, man, you'll listen to it. For real. There's a message for everybody out there. There's a channel for everybody out there. See where I'm coming from? Everybody's not everybody's cup of tea. But I guess, we live in an era where perceptions matter. That's why, all this is happening. We're having an issue with masculinity, right? That's why today's topic, even though I couldn't fit the whole title, right? It was supposed to say from bears to battles, right? But today's topic was from bears to battles, redefining women, right? Redefining women versus men. Beyond the bear versus man debate, women in the spotlight. And this is just part 1. We're going to do part 2, right? And I'm hoping, right, that I get people to come on the panel and we talk about it, right? And let's bring solutions, man. I ain't sitting here to argue with nobody. You see where I'm coming from? And if what we're saying offends you, listen, this is all I could sit here. All I can say, right? How can I say? If it doesn't apply, let it fly, right? If the shoe fits, wear that bitch. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. There you go. I corrected myself. But let's get back on topic.
Night before you go to bed and you wake up. I love that. Because we're men. So for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different. You feel it when you go to Europe.
He makes a good point, though. I can't sit here and lie.
Could bust your ass, boy.
I hear you, pal. I feel the same way when I drop by the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Hey,
with especially sons. I have
one
son, and we talk every morning and every night. We FaceTime every morning. He does his protein shake with me. He does his training. But it's just, you have to, because you're raising, because one day the burden falls upon him to do. And I already told him, look, the bar is high, Briz, because dad's doing big things. So you got a lot to live up to, or this shadow will be over you long after I'm gone, and you don't want that. Yeah. So raising your men, raising your boys to be men is important. I'm glad he's talking this way, because if he would have talked like that 6 months ago, that movie would have been #1 right now, because it was a good ass movie. Sorry, Red Hulk is good. Problem is, he tried to be politically correct and said, well, Captain America is everybody. And then he got that and he said, nope, that. And the brother came out and he's like, no, I raised my hand when I said, I'll bust your ass. Good. Welcome back, man. Welcome in the water.
It's 100% true. They have been actively working to destroy masculinity for years now. That's why you have a rise in people like D. Wade, raising his son into a daughter, while transitioning from a husband to a wife himself. And Grammy Award-winning female rappers like Doechii wanting to date a man that likes other men. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what...
Men that like other men are hopping on rainbows, yo. For real. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like, I don't know. What role do y'all do y'all think public figures like Anthony Mackie play in shaping conversations about masculinity, right? How can we balance traditional values with evolving, right, ideas of gender roles and masculinity? All right, with all this being said, do y'all think that Mackie emphasizes on respect and responsibility aligned with modern parenting ideas? I think his ideas on parenting are traditional, and people don't realize that. But my thing is, right, his parenting and, his preferences have nothing to do with each other. So, I mean, he could, sit here and parent traditionally, but what does that have to do with his preferences and his way of thinking what masculinity is, right? He could be teaching his kid this, but, behind closed doors be this. He could be living on the down low. We don't know. We're talking about an actor, right? That's talking about masculinity in a traditional way, but yet will take a role on kissing another man, right? So what are some ways to redefine masculinity in a way that is inclusive and empowering for everyone? How do cultural and generational, right, differences influence views on masculinity and parenting? That's why I just said it. Like, I mean, I'm hoping that I can get people to, put their opinions, their perspectives down below, how they feel, and let's get this discussion started. What do y'all think, right, when it comes to these topics, right? What lessons can be learned from Mackie's comments about instilling values in children? Pick that up from the floor, girl. So I'm about to end this. Like, oh shit, we got Frankie Blanco in the building. I just wanted to spark up, these conversations, right, for part 2, and hopefully, I'm going to open the panel. I'm going to drop the link when I do start the live on part 2, right? It's going to have the same title, right? And we're going to go beyond this, right? We're going to speak a little bit on this, right? But we're also going to go towards Joe Biden and Melissa Ford, right? Hash out differences, right? And Tiana Taylor addresses E-Man Shumpert divorce leak. Let me see. Oh, that's it. The divorce leak, emotion filing and drama on Instagram. Like, yo, Tiana Taylor went. But yeah, I would love to hear y'all perspectives on this. My bad. He said promote being upright and steadfast. If only, right? That's only something that people could, how can I say? Figure only. I could only lead a horse to water, but I can't make that motherfucker drink water. For real. But, I can spark up the conversation for my next live, yo. And this is just part 1, right? Hold on 1 second, because my daughter's about to, What lessons can be learned from Mackey's comment about instilling values in children? And how do y'all think media and public reaction to Mackey's comments reflect broader societal attitudes towards masculinity? Right? Why did I do that? Okay, here we go. All right, get that thing here. All right. So basically, that's what I wanted to do today. I appreciate everybody that, came on this drawing, had a conversation. Big shout out to Frankie Blanco, guys. Make sure y'all check out Frankie Blanco. He does beats, music, right? And he's got some great ass beats. I've shown some of his music before on his channel. So make sure y'all go check him out. Share his videos. Listen, he's got some songs on there that will make you sit here and be like, dang. So check him out, yo. People got to learn to think for themselves before mind control wins. Real shit, OG. Real shit. That's some facts right there. But yeah, I just wanted to bring awareness to this, right? I wanted to get y'all perspectives and y'all opinions on this. I will be doing a part 2 to this live. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it later on today. I might. I just got to have some Mary Jane with me. For real. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I got a woosah. Because, sometimes on social media, you hear the dumbest shit, man. But yeah, I wanted to bring awareness to this and, get people's perspectives and get this topic, started. It is a trend that's going on now, right? And I feel as though, we should have discussions, right? Conversations, not arguments and debates when it comes to this, right? Like we say, how can I say, we hear people scream and shout, we want to change, we want to make a difference, but in reality, all I hear people doing is causing more chaos. So it's kind of like, y'all really want to change or y'all really want to argue and fight? Like, so it's like, my OG just said, people got to learn to think for themselves before mind control wins. And that's some real shit right there. But once again, right, I would love to hear y'all, y'all perspectives on this, right? Will this be like another bear versus man type of concept, right? Or, will this be something that will get resolved? I don't think it'll be something that'll get resolved, but I think that can we make a difference, right, when it comes to this topic? Maybe. But how can we make differences if we're so divided? But on that note, guys, till next time, this is your shorty Rachel. I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble night. Continue to have a blessed and humble morning. And I'll see y'all on my next live.
If it's my shield, I'll keep marching on. You may try to bring me down. You may try. In the face of darkness, I stand tall and strong. With faith as my shield, I'll keep marching on. You may try to bring me down. You may try to silence me. But the warrior in me would never give up. She's blessed with love so true. It was in front of her the whole time. Who knew? Always yearned for a family portrait. Her dream. Now she has hers. A team that gleams. In a world where I feel misplaced. Thought there was a flaw without a trace. But now I know I'm far.